So, now that The Last of Us has wrapped its first season, now I want to share my quick thoughts on what I thought of the show as a whole. Where do I sit in the realm of the opinions on this show, which has been mostly, if almost entirely positive. And it's based off of the beloved video game, and like where we focus on our lead characters Joel and Ellie as they're on this journey, this emotional roller coaster in this apocalyptic world, to where Ellie could be the key to uh, it's the world's salvation. And yeah, that's basically a quick synopsis, like in this story. And man, a lot of crazy shit goes down as they're on this journey. Like, whoa. And the video game has proven that. Like, it's been like a 10 years ago. That's crazy. It feel like that game came out yesterday. And then here we got the show, and the show is no exception, in my opinion. It is no exception. I mean, this they told the story and developed the characters just as good in this show than they did in the video game. Like, like we got our two leads, like Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. I mean, like Pedro, I mean, come on. We all knew he was going to be great. And just when I thought I couldn't be more happy that he's Joel, he proves me wrong in the following episode. I'm like, yeah, I'm even more glad. And then with Bella Ramsey, whew, that girl keeps topping herself in each episode to where I'm at by the end of the season. I'm like, that's Ellie. I mean, I don't want to see anybody else play Ellie but her. I mean, like, she is just great. She needs to get nominated for her performance. I mean, come on, guys, come on. Let's get some nominations cooked up for this girl. Come on, let the young lady, like get an Oscar, get an Emmy, whatever. Come on, make it happen. And this show is definitely has shown us that there is still hope for video games to have proper adaptations, whether if it's a show or a movie. Like, there's still hope for that to happen, even though there's a lot of video games that have not been treated as good. I mean, Resident Evil drastically sits there, whether it's the franchise of movies or if it's the reboot of Welcome to Raccoon City. Ugh. Don't get me started on that Netflix series. But The Last of Us, thankfully, it is it is an adaptation done right. And they do have changes, but they don't force the changes down our throats. Some people may say otherwise about episode 3, but whatever. I mean, I have no problems with episode 3. I think it's done well for the story that they were trying to tell. I didn't mind the change. That is the biggest change from the story. Everything else is, for the most part, overall done right. While they do add like minor changes, like with the rest of the story, but they do stay true to what what the like story is. And while there are, like, there is like no downtime, like with the emotions, I'm telling you, where if it's something really dark or really sad or very beautiful. And this show has successfully had me wanting to tear up and everything, or where I gotta hold back the tears, but the show doesn't make it easy for me to hold back those tears. I'm not kidding. And like, I can rewatch those episodes and it still hits me like that. Like, whether if it's a beautiful moment or if it's something really sad or something really, really, really dark. And that's how invested I am with the story and in its characters. Like, I love how Joel's daughter Sarah, like how she is portrayed in this show, is way better in my opinion than in the game. Like, in the game, it was, I liked it, but in the show, I loved it. I loved how she was portrayed. I loved her dynamic with Joel. It was beautiful. Like, coming from, like, I'm a parent, and I love that. I mean, I can see me having that type of bond with my daughter. And while this show hits all the right beats, it definitely does. I mean, my nitpicks are very minor, and it's like where the infected, like now, when the infected is on screen, when you do see them, it's very effective, very effective. Like I really enjoyed how they look and how intimidating they are. And I rewatched those scenes like where there is infected action. I rewatch them like so amazing. But like at times where the show doesn't feel the need to have them, like I feel like they could have, and that needed to be brought down a notch. There has to be a balance. Like you don't want it to be like the game, like where there's like a gameplay and they just cram all the infected down at you to where it shifts away from the story. You don't want to do that. I mean, like if you did that, then you would lose the story. Like, come on, you're trying to develop a story. I mean, at the end of the day, the important thing is Joel and Ellie and how you develop those characters, and those characters are fleshed out really well. Every character in the show is fleshed out really well, and but yeah, that's just that's just a minor gripe for me. Like just add just a tad bit more of infected, just a little bit, just to remind us of the world that we are diving into in each episode. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I have to give this show like a solid 9.5 out of 10, if not 10. I mean, yeah, definitely a great show. Get on it if you have not watched it yet. And the way they set the tone for this world, like with the pilot's opening scene, it really hits you to where like, yeah, that this could really happen. Like, oh my gosh, ugh, man, oh man. And then I like how they do lean in just a little bit in that, where you just get a small idea of, like how it, like began, while not showing you too much. You know what I mean? Where it's still cool to see, like, okay, so where you can speculate, okay, so this is what happened and this and such. Like what the stuff that they do decide to add into it, I actually enjoyed it. Where I can go back and say like, yeah, I mean, I still like it. I don't feel like they could have. There was really much that needed changed. I mean, like the only gripe is the infected. Like I said. But yeah, get on the show. Like I said, if you have not watched it yet, jump on it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you thumb it up and click subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell so you can be updated on my latest videos. And feel free to share your thoughts on the show. Like, where do you sit with The Last of Us? Do you think it was done right? I mean, let me know what you think. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. So in the meantime, endure and survive.